Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear student, today our topic is chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a process in which new substances with new properties are formed, or the process of formation or breaking of a chemical compound. In a chemical reaction, the two or more than two substances react chemically, and as a result of this chemical reaction, new substances are formed. These chemical reactions takes place through addition, decomposition, rusting, and combustion to form new substances. These new substances, which are formed as a result of chemical change, which are known as chemical reaction, are represented by chemical equation. In a chemical equation, there are two sides. One of them is left hand side and the other one is right hand side. The left hand side of the chemical equation is known as reactant, and the right hand side of a chemical equation is known as product. And the reactant and product are get separated by an arrow whose head is directed towards product. What is reactant? When two or more than two substances in chemical reaction react with each other, they are called reactant. Or those substances which combine with each other are called reactant. The new substance formed in a chemical reaction are called product, or those substances which are produced as a result of a chemical reaction is called product. For example, hydrogen and oxygen. Both these are reactant. When they combine with each other chemically, they produce hydrogen oxide as a product. Common name of hydrogen oxide is water. Reactant and product. Hydrogen plus oxygen, hydrogen oxide. Hydrogen molecule plus oxygen molecule, these are reactant. They combine to form water. Water is product. Now what happened during chemical reaction? During chemical reaction, rearrangement of atoms takes place which show chemical change. In a chemical reaction, atoms rearrange themselves to form a new substance or substances. During the reaction, old combination of atoms are broken and new combination are formed between the atom. For example, we will see in a diagram hydrogen and oxygen atoms chemically combine and they form water. In this process, the combination between two hydrogen atom and two oxygen atom are broken. These are the reactant. And at the same time, new combination between the hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom is formed, which make a product known as water. So, in a chemical reaction, the bonds are broken and the new bonds are formed. Then chemical reaction becomes complete. Other examples of chemical reaction are limestone, common name, calcium carbonate is a chemical name. On thermal decomposition, it gives quicklime, calcium oxide, and liberate a gas known as carbon dioxide. Chemical formula of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, when it decomposes, it forms quicklime, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. When ammonia Sorry, here it is written sodium, it is ammonia. When ammonia react with hydrogen chloride, it form ammonium chloride. Ammonia gas react with hydrochloric acid gas, then it make a solid form of a compound, that is ammonium chloride. Characteristics of chemical reaction: evolution of gas, formation of precipitate, change in temperature, change in color, and change in state. Evolution of gas. When we do chemical reaction in a lab, they may involve different phases of matter, and sometimes substances react in a solution to yield gaseous product. But in our daily life, you see these chemical reaction in your kitchen. When we pour vinegar on baking soda, carbon dioxide gas is produced, which show that chemical reactions takes place. Formation of precipitate. When we mix silver nitrate and sodium chloride in water, it will form silver chloride in the form of precipitate. Precipitate are those chemicals which are not dissolved in a solution. Change in color. Mostly we see the change of color if chemical reactions takes place. In our daily life, you see that after baking a bread or cake, it change its color. Why? Because chemical change takes place in it. It is a chemical reaction. Carbon dioxide gas is produced and its color is changed. Change in temperature. During a chemical reaction, change of temperature takes place. It is different from the rays of temperature that are in evaporation and boiling. Here the state of matter is changed from one form to the another form. And the third one is change in state. That is, when ammonia gas react with a hydrochloric acid gas, it produces a solid ammonium chloride. Now at the end, what is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction, when two or more than two substances chemically react and form a new substance, they show a chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is represented by a chemical equation. Chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a substance in terms of elements and molecular formula of a compound. Chemical equation has two sides. One of them is a left hand side reactant and the other one is right hand side product. They get separated by an arrow. And chemical reactions takes place when rearrangement of atoms takes place. And how we see that chemical reactions takes place, we will observe either by evolution of gas, either by formation of precipitate, change in color, or change in temperature. Now there is quiz for you. What is a chemical reaction? Define reactant and product with example. What are the characteristics of chemical reaction? Give some example of chemical reaction. This is the end of a lecture. Allah Hafiz.